It's the hustle on that porch. I survived the films. Being broke at 40, give a nigga the chill. Being broke at 40, give a nigga the chill. Being broke at 40, give a nigga the chill. It's been a short, hard life full of stress and mess. Being broke at 40, give a nigga the chill. Being broke at 40, give a nigga the chill. Being broke at 40, give a nigga the chill. It's been a short, hard life full of stress and mess. All I had was my mind and my stress.
Peace. We back again with the A1 podcast. It's your brother Tariq, you know what I mean, aka Big Reef. As you can see, I got two guests with me this time. I got Tink and Little Reef. This man wants to talk about I said Tink and he wants to talk. That was the funniest one ever though. Why do you want to speak when I was talking about her? It's all about you today? Anyway. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the universe as we continue on this journey, this road we call life, and continue to grow our community. We don't have all the answers, you know what I mean, but we strive to show and prove, and basically try to make some sense of this insane world. You know what I mean? Do you have something you wanted to say before I keep going? Because you was ready to talk about something.
I now go as Brother Love. When I come on this podcast.
That's Puffy, man. We heard about Puffy. You know what I mean? He did go to HBCU. It just wasn't Howard.
I ain't Puffy.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Yeah, that's that one.
Yeah. It's just as bad. You got your pants by your ankles talking about take that. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? We now on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? We're on Breaker. We're getting a little bit more spins on the podcast apps. We're trying to get you guys to like and subscribe and keep sharing on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page. I did find out that there was a little issue with the audio. I think it's because I was using a bad aux cord. So we're going to try to rectify that today. You know what I mean? But as you see, I got two bright young guests, and we want to get their we want to get their opinion on what's going on right now. Now, I mean, I know it's been only a week since I rapped with y'all, but, you know, in this wilderness we call North America, man, the savage Yaku's going crazy. So, you guys got any remarks before we get into it?
No, not really. We can start.
Why you so quiet?
He took the microphone.
Yo, he is really holding it hostage.
Hogging it. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Yo, that is funny.
It's the inner star in me. I apologize.
Yeah. Just don't turn into Eddie Kane on 5 Heartbeats, man. You know what I mean? But
Ain't nobody could see you. Oh, this
what he said is this is me and the Temptations. My man was wilding. I'm David Ruffin. He said I'm David Ruffin, and these are the Temptations.
Otis and the 5 Heartbeats.
That dude is crazy. But yo, the first topic we got to talk about tonight, it comes from ABC News. So you know you got to deal with the source, you know what I mean, when you talk about ABC News, you know what I mean? But it talks about the Abbott Nutrition Company and FDA making an agreement to reopen their plant. Now it says that their company makes baby formula, and they hold a stranglehold on 90% of the market. You know, and their home base is in, I want to say, Sturgis, Michigan. But first, first they were closed because apparently 4 infants got sick off the infant milk. Right. And 2 of the 4 died. So for me, it's very concerning because they own 90% of the market, and you know, 4 infants got sick. So, you know, they became ill behind their formula. So, and they're trying to reopen it real quick. But, I think it's only been closed for like, what, a week or 2 or a few weeks?
A week.
It's been shut down for a week. They're I think, there need to be more investigations into what they're putting into this food that we're serving our children. But what do you guys think? Microphone.
Me personally, I just find it kind of disturbing, but it's something that I mean, it's typical. Like when stuff goes wrong with your regular food, the FDA or whoever is supposed to be inspecting your food, they don't never take a long time to look at the food. And whoever this company, the company that you stated, of course they trying to push it back out real quick because they know they losing money. They recalled it. They trying to fix the issue real fast and push it back out there. If I had a bad product, I would be trying to do the same thing. I would try to clean it up real quick, push it back out there because I'm losing too much money by doing recalls. Now it is disturbing because on occasion my son does drink Infamil, when I can't find nothing else. But I also think part of it is a good thing because I say that because I feel like a lot of people should just try to breastfeed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just try. People aren't into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They say about 70% of women don't breastfeed at all. Like, never did it. You know what I'm saying? Just because I know there's things like, they don't want their titties to sag. There's latching. There's teething.
What?
Yeah, no, for real.
That's one of the reasons.
That's one of the reasons.
I just learned something today.
There's latching. There's teething. There's a lot of things that they're concerned about, which I definitely understand. But they tell you, even when you walk into any of the moms, anybody that's watching, anybody that's if you've ever walked into a children's hospital or like their pediatrician or whatever, you'll see it on the wall. There's a chart and it's about breast milk versus formula and all the things that's in breast milk that a baby needs versus what's in formula. Now formula says that it gives the essentials, but we all know that nothing really gives you what you need like the source. You know what I'm saying? So I just think people should try that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just think give it a shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? And who knows, you breastfeeding might stop something else that you got going on. Maybe you drink too much wine. You know what I'm saying? Maybe no, for real. Maybe you drink too much wine. Maybe you got another.
I'm out of practice, so
maybe you got another little, another niche that you do. You know what I'm saying? And you can't breastfeed because of that. It'll stop you from doing that because oh, I can't do that because my baby gonna get hungry and I gotta feed my baby. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from your body, so you'll know to keep your body clean. And I just think that's something that some people should. No, for real. I'm serious.
That's your.
Give it a shot. That's just my personal opinion. Don't shoot the messenger. I ain't nobody. I'm just brother love.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering when you was going past the mic. He was hogging that motherfucker to death.
I'm gonna stop.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not surprised actually that that happened to a couple of infants because it's actually happened before. They just didn't die. They just got several health issues, accumulated jaundice again, low heart rate, hair loss, little things. So I'm not really surprised that it's come to the point where sadly someone has died. I also agree with him. I think that they should educate women more on breastfeeding because they don't really tell you the difference. They just pass out pamphlets and let you make that choice when you go home. But I do think that that's something that women should be more educated on because they're not. I wasn't. It's definitely more beneficial, and it would prevent things like this from happening because if you think about it, that's what you're supposed to do with your baby anyway. You're supposed to breastfeed. You're not supposed to give them something from a different source. So I don't think that they should open back up. I feel like it's going to just cause more bad things to happen.
Well, you just let me know that I didn't know it had happened before in the past. But the thing that I would want to say to both of you guys is you both made a lot of valid points. Now, as to your statement, you didn't know because they weren't pushing that on you. They try to see, from my experience, what they do is they try to get young mothers alone in the room and they try to force certain things on them. You see what I'm saying? So they try to force you to take certain meds. They try to force you to give the baby Infamil. See, like I spoke to my own mother and she told me the reason why she never breastfed is because she was told that the food that they were giving us was better than the breast milk.
Yeah, that's what they tell you. But a lot of things when it comes to breastfeeding, people also have to take into account, like he was saying. So even when it comes to food, whatever you do in your recreational time, it even boils down to energy. So if you're breastfeeding your baby and you've had a bad day and you're having negative energy, a lot of people don't breastfeed because they feel like they can't control their emotions. So they don't want to pass off that bad energy to their baby. So that's another point, because I know a couple of people that chose not to breastfeed for that reason.
But that,
Which,
no, go ahead.
It's teeter totter. I mean, they do that. They give you kind of your own. They let you make your own decision, which they should, but they should educate more women on what can happen when you don't breastfeed.
Yeah, because my question would have been, so what happened before? Before they had all the infamil and stuff like that back in the 50s or whatever.
They breastfed.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And most of the people seemed like giants back then. You know what I mean? You know, that was just my thoughts on it.
I don't know if y'all can. Yeah, you can. Just wanted to give a visual, right? This is formula on this side. On this side right here, that's breast milk. Now, as you can see, you get your water, your protein, your carbohydrates, your DHA, your ARA, your fats, and your minerals. Now, we're not going to go too much into DHA and RHA, but I just wanted y'all to see. Now, this little one, this little tower, that's formula. This is breast milk, the bigger tower. You get antibodies, different kinds of hormones, antiviruses, you know, things to help with parasites and things like that. Yeah, all from breast milk. You know what I'm saying? This is not something I'm making up. This is not something, you know what I'm saying? I ain't just make this on my iPhone, you know what I'm saying? So just give it a shot. Look into it. There's real benefits of breastfeeding. We've known for a while that these people come up with stuff and they like, here, hey, this is the new hotness. This right here, this is the best remote because I'm selling it to you. That's basically what they're doing. So, I mean.
So, I'm gonna do you guys one, and I'm going to give you guys some people cheering for y'all, because I know a lot of people are proud of y'all for, you know, being informative about what to do with the babies. Well, here's the $1 million question. Why is this a $1 billion company, and why is it being so successful?
Because people are lazy.
No, misinformation rules the nation. Did you hear what I said? Misinformation rules the nation. And it's a true fact, because they had to misinform you to get you to purchase some of their products.
That is correct.
So, and that's purposely pushed on communities of indigenous people. I don't like saying of color, because that is a status invented by Europeans for people to be segregated and you know, like put in class systems, and which causes more division and confusion. But that's a whole nother story. But the whole point is, they know that these children will not get all the nutrients that they need. They know that they won't fully develop, and they're looking to take advantage of these children. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, they say that they don't want you to spank your children, but then they say that these children are acting up. Oh, he has a problem. He needs to be placed on Ritalin, or she needs to be placed on Ritalin. You know, when did they ever? What happened back in the days before there was a drug called Ritalin? You just popped your kid, set him down, and gave him a little talking to, and that curves.
Nowadays they diagnosing your kid with all kind of things before they even hit puberty, before they even.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a misdirection. That's misinformation. You know what I'm saying?
Kid got ADD, ADHD.
Well, Umar,
Umar.
Look, I don't agree with Umar a lot, but Umar already said, he said the whole point of that was, yeah. But Umar already said the whole point of that was it's a money grab. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is a money grab. And so what I'm saying about this company, it's a money grab. The whole thing is a money grab. So they're keeping you from getting all the nutrients to fully develop to your fullest potential, right? And at the same time, they're making a boatload of money.
Exactly. Well, we know that though, because if you don't, if I let you, you know, get to your fullest potential and I let you fully develop, it'll be harder for me to fool you.
Well, I mean, you know, they've been fooled. We've been being fooled. You know what I'm saying? We've been being fooled a long time by different things, thinking that when they come on the television and they pass new laws or they come up with these new sayings and slogans that we are included in those statements and in those laws.
Right,
The
right.
problem is everybody but us is included in those laws. But again, as we'll continue on and go a little deeper into it, you know what I'm saying? I'm just I think we should probably take a little small intermission for her.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Pause real quick. Yeah. Had to pause for a brief intermission. But I think that we all understand that these corporations, these huge mega corporations, don't mean us any good, and it's never for our benefit, our community's benefit, for anything that they do. And the FDA is definitely a puppet. I mean, they get so many, they have so many backdoor deals and underhanded, tactics dealing with these corporations to get money and keep them open, while not doing what they stand for. You know what I mean? So, but that's a whole nother story. You guys have anything else you want to say on the topic? Moving right along to the next topic, we went from talking about baby food to talking about adult food. A news media outlet on the internet called Best Life has an article where the FBI warns about buying your groceries from Walmart or Kroger because of major food recalls. So, I mean, I'm kind of noticing a theme here, and when the FBI warns us about something, it usually takes years for the rest of the public to pay attention to, the warning that they're telling you about. You know what I mean? And I think it's a lot of people are going to develop these magical illnesses from eating this mystery food. What do you guys think?
I mean, let's be real here. Food been getting recalled forever since I was a kid. Food has been getting recalled, and it's like it's a trend now. I mean, I can't lie. I just started eating healthy myself. I just started getting it.
He eat healthy one day a week.
I just started eating healthy myself. He don't know, but I just started eating healthy myself, and it's hard. It's harder. It's harder because it's a habit. You've been doing something for so long. You it's just your program to like, oh, let me just go get this. Let me just go get that. But I mean, it's clear there's a pattern here. It's clear that it's not going to stop. Things are going to keep getting recalled. Why? Because they're just putting stuff in your food. They're just spraying it with stuff.
Okay, so what's the solution?
What's the solution? Grow your own. We've been saying that. Doctor said we've been saying that. Grow your own food.
Okay, but we live in a food desert. So what are you going to do?
We live in a food desert. What do you mean by that? I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge.
What?
There's a drought.
There's a drought on food?
No, I'm with y'all both, but no, a food desert means that in quote unquote indigenous communities, what they would call it communities of color, and most of our neighborhoods, there are no healthy food options. There are no farmers markets. There's no real Trader Joe's or any organic food. You know what I'm saying? There's no organic food in our areas. Most of the stuff that you will see in your neighborhood is fast food. Most of them greasy options.
We got 2 vegan places.
Well, this is they just opened up. So that's what I'm saying. But see, what you gotta deal with the reality. That's not in most communities around the city either.
But then you know why they opening up here?
Well, that too, but you gotta understand.
But I'm still eat there.
You gotta understand the reason why those people bought that place, and both of those places opened up because they're owned by people that look like us. The point is they're trying to create healthy food options in our neighborhood, but at the same time, gentrification is a huge problem. But the more that we buy property in our communities instead of just renting our communities, we can stop a lot of gentrification. So when that property value go up, we can actually get some money off it.
But back to the topic, right? Now, whatever happened to I never noticed. I think there used to be one, but I swear it got closed down. There used to be like a not too far. It wasn't on this main street, not on West Boulevard. It was like in this area though. There was a store where they mostly had just organic just organic produce, like, and they even had a farm that was in the back, like where they would grow some stuff there, and other people would come, kind of like a souped up farmers market. But I swear, I think they got closed down because I haven't seen it for the life of me, or they tore it down or something. I haven't seen it for the life of me in like over 3 years. I haven't seen it. But things like that though is basically what I'm getting. What I'm getting. I said that to say this. Things like that would be a good way to circumvent the problem of like going to Walmart or going to Target. Now you're not going to be able to get the things that you can get at these superstores. Why? Because they're superstores. But in terms of food, in terms of eating, it's gonna take time. But
I mean, listen, where there's will, there's a way. But what I'm saying is this: the reason why that market would be closed down, if I don't know about that market, I don't recall it. But at the same time, the reason why markets like that get closed down because most of the farmers look like you and I. They're indigenous people, right? And they what they're doing is trying to force them off their land. They're trying to, give them harder times. They won't give them loans to get the farm equipment
and that's what
to
I
use
think
the
happened.
lands.
I think somebody bought it out and built like some houses or something right there.
That's the name of the game. It's a dirty game. You see what I'm saying? I mean, they got like 10 million Netflix specials on the foods you eat, dirty game, and all the real estate tricks that they play. But what I'm saying is that's why it's like that. So they have, most of the stuff over here. Come on, Mr. Jim's Pizza. Have you ever seen anybody walk in there?
You see, they closed down Golden Walk.
I mean, I go to sleep.
I seen people in there though,
and they I mean, come on, they don't look healthy when they walk in.
Everybody that ate Golden Walk and Mr. Jim's Pizza didn't catch COVID. hey, you survive that, you survive anything.
We gonna boo your little joke, but But anyway, at the end of the day, man, a lot of those food places, most of those people that you see walking in those establishments do not look healthy. I mean, they don't look healthy. They're either struggling from drug addiction or some type of obesity. You know what I mean? Diabetes. They struggling from something. So and then the other spots is what, fish fries. They all fried fish and fried pork, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's
come and get your crab boil. We got boiled. They love that. You see how many of them popped up in the city in the back? So got your boiled crab, your steamed crab, your steamed shrimp. We're gonna put it all in a bag. Throw a bunch of unhealthy Cajun sauce on it. You gonna eat it up every week. Cholesterol through the roof every week.
Yeah, but that doesn't help people. And at the same time, is for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, it's like I think it's why it's depressing to watch a lot of people walk through here not knowing that the most healthiest thing they could do is change the way they eat. Because going to the doctor doesn't do nothing but keep you going to pay more money and put your family more and more in debt. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it bothers me, because a lot of people from our community either have diabetes or you know what I'm saying, hypertension, high blood pressure. They got something going on because they eat terrible. And then we try to say it's a culture. It's not a culture it's not a cultural thing to eat terrible. At one point in time, those were the only options afforded to us.
Pickled pig feet smothered in pork is my culture. No,
But yeah, man, pig feet, pig ears. I mean, it's still served at most of the corner stores.
You know what bothers me about that? People eat that, and who did I tell? that? I think I told one of my friends that he was talking about. We was at the store or something like that. he was talking about, and you know, the lack of knowledge is really sad because I told him, I'm like, you know, people eating pickled pig feet and stuff like that. I'm like, you know, that was the scraps off the table when we was, you know, when we were slaves. They used to get it to us. You just was eating it because what else did you have to eat? But I'm like, yo, they selling that in a corner store for like $2. They still want you to eat that, and people, I ain't gonna call nobody out, but it be people going in there and they be eating it. That's straight out the jar. That's ridiculous.
So what's at that point, like when we didn't know no better? What about this processed food that we eat? Cause see, that's what's killing you.
And you can't even say nowadays. You can't say you don't know no better about the processed food because, like you said, Netflix got a bunch of documentaries. Now, if you're not watching these things, that's on you. But it's out here.
So let me ask y'all both this, and I want both of y'all to answer before we move on from this topic. So, if you have the information to make a positive change and a positive impact just within your family group and family dynamic, right? With that information, and you still choose to do the opposite, does that not make you exactly what the enemy or the oppressor calls you, a nigger?
Ask me the question one more time, just to make sure I understand.
I said, okay, if you have the information to make a positive change or impact within your family dynamic, and you still choose to do different, does that not make you what the oppressor calls you, a nigger?
I got a 2-part answer.
Be swift, because we don't have.
I'm gonna say no. No, it doesn't make me a nigger. You know why? Because if I have the power to change my family dynamic, but I know them, like I know them. If I know I'm gonna waste my breath talking to you, I'm not gonna do it. But see, the thing, hold on, wait.
You're taking the question wrong. It's not about you physically forcing them to do it.
No, not physically forcing, just giving them the information.
No, you being the living example.
Oh yeah, I'll be the example. Fine, because that's what I was getting at. We basically about to say the same thing. Because I was gonna say I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna do it because
you gotta lead by example. So come on, because I see your eyes looking kind of crazy. Come on.
I'll be real. I'm not a hypocrite. I gotta find something I like. I'm gonna eat healthy. I gotta find something I like because I get it. I completely understand. But some of that shit is nasty. Let's keep all the way hot. I don't want to eat no nasty shit. I want to eat and be satisfied with what I'm tasting. I don't like lettuce. I don't like mushroom. I don't like onion. I don't like cauliflower. It's very hard for me to find
what vegetable did you
a
eat?
healthy. I like green beans, but damn, I'm gonna eat green beans every night. Like, I'm being for real. Like, put me on. Like, what? Put me on. Make it taste good.
You don't like squash?
No, I feel like it.
You don't like that cauliflower when you ever had it? You ain't never ate it.
I'm sorry, I didn't like it.
She said, I'm sorry, I did not like it.
I didn't like it. So if you can put me on to something that's healthy and tastes good, I'm all for it. But I'm just not about to just eat no grass now.
Let's keep it a buck. So are you one of those people that stay within your comfort zone, or are you willing to venture outside your comfort zone to try to find something that you know is better for you because you know the alternative is bad for you?
I feel like I've tried, and some things I've came across that I...
Have you though?
Yeah, I have.
Have you though?
Just because I don't want to eat.
You don't even remember.
Yeah, exactly. Because I didn't want to remember. It wasn't a good taste.
Ain't nothing wrong with an acai fruit bowl.
Maybe like some seasoned cauliflower, but
I mean that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have seasoning on it, but it's like we gotta watch what we put on our food because most of the stuff that we eat has an overdose of salt or overdose in sugar. You know what I'm saying? And keeping it all the way tall with you, not to try to be funny, but most of the stuff that we eat that has white in it, whether it's sugar, that white flour, salt, is bad for us, right? And it messes us up in the long run. Even when we drink spirits, right? Alcohol. They say that you're messing your insides up faster with white liquor than you are dark liquor. Most of that stuff does not naturally occur in nature.
No, hopefully they didn't do that to me.
So I'm just like keeping it tall with you. That's all I'm saying. But I understand what you're saying because for a long time I didn't eat vegetables. You know what I'm saying? I had to find and pick and choose what I
Yeah,
got.
I had to kind of like find my own way because I was picky about salads. I had to kind of like find
Yeah.
what I like on it. And
Yeah, that's cause he got in trouble a lot for not eating his vegetables. Let's keep it hot. I knew what I was going to do. He's like, well, why don't I eat vegetables? Because you do what I say, not what I do. You feel what I'm saying? So, anyway, but now, that's some food for thought. I know a lot of people got different opinions on it. So remember, like, subscribe, and share, and tell us in the comments what you think about that topic. But we're gonna move on, you know what I'm saying, because we don't want to lose our Spotify people before we get to the meat of the topics we got tonight. Now, and on Spotify, you can always find us on YouTube at A1 Podcast. You know what I mean? But we got another topic. Fox News reports on a Chinese man in California who walks into a Taiwanese church and shoots elderly people because of a beef that China has with Taiwan, wanting to leave the mainland China. So, what did you think about that? Passed off real quick. Huh?
the beef that China has with Taiwan ties into the Russian situation that's going on right now. So there was a war, I think, back in like the 1970s. I don't want to say the exact year, but I know it was the 70s. The 1970s, where, like how you said, Taiwan wanted to split from the Chinese government, and the people that didn't agree, they fled to Taiwan. I don't really know the details about it, but
No, I'm with you. It was 70 years ago that it happened. So a lot of people aren't really up to date with it. The reason why Taiwan and China been beefing because China doesn't recognize Taiwan as an independent country, and they've been trying to do what Russia's doing in Ukraine and force them back into the fold.
right.
So they haven't been going over there because the U.S. has been like, if you go over there and try to fuck with Taiwan, we gonna fuck with you. But they seen Russia run into Ukraine and do what they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So they've been sitting back looking like, man, we might just have to go over there and take Taiwan back.
Right. It's creating a butterfly effect.
Right.
No, I don't think it'll get that far.
Speak on it, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all have that one.
I see this as I see what this can be. See, because it's really just a domino effect. Things like this take time. You guys gotta look. You just gotta look at history. I'm speaking on a bigger aspect, not just about the guy running in there and shooting in the church and stuff like that. But it takes events like that to domino affect history. One small event like that, you know what I'm saying, make the Taiwanese people get mad, you know what I'm saying, or like he said, the Chinese people are already peeping the Russia and Ukraine situation. Ain't nobody doing nothing about that. They just like everybody got to stay to themselves, you know what I'm saying. So it makes other people feel like, well, if he could run over there and do that, I'm just as bad as he is. So I know I could run over here and do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes whose side you want to be on. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the union and the alliance. It's going, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what I see it being. But it's really deeper than rap. It's really deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Because basically, what it's gonna be is, what do we stand to gain out of this? Before I hop in it, what do I stand to gain out of this? Do I stand to gain resources? You know what I'm saying? Is it oil? Is it that I'm trying to get? Is it something else from over here that I'm trying to get? Do they got some kind of research they did doing over here that nobody knows about that we might be wanting to get into? It's really deeper than that, but I really feel like things like this are systematically planned, because we all know there's what we call outliers, the wild cards. You know what I'm saying? That I know that there's somebody who's a diehard American. So if I say something or somebody has a beef with an American, we see it all the time. We see it all the time. When Mexicans, hopping over the border, right? And then we had Trump.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. Let's get back. Nah, because it goes into the next.
All right, well, yeah, I ain't gonna go too far.
What I'm gonna say is no, I don't. It's not gonna be a World War III because America stands to gain a lot by not even going over there. See, what's happening is Russia was supposed to run into Taiwan, Ukraine, and they were supposed to take it over in a couple days. So what we're hoping, right, and I'm not talking about us as citizens, what the government is hoping to happen is they're going to do what they did to Russia with Afghanistan when they went, right? They're going to keep funding. They're going to keep funding Ukraine, giving them money, giving them weapons, so they can break Russia down. And Russia will lose a lot of money by having to fight a prolonged war. The same thing is what China is noticing and thinking. Now, if we go over there to Taiwan, what happens? Because America's not the only place that's giving these guys money and guns. You see what I'm saying? So who stands to gain from a weakened China? China has the number one. No, we have the number one economy, but our economy is struggling. Why? Because we gave away so much of our economy to China, trying to shelter these billionaires, right, and these major corporations. So the only way to get them back under control is to let them go into a foolish war like that, right? So if they go into a foolish war like that, it'll cost them money. They won't be able to produce certain things. They will lose soldiers, right? And they'll have to start buying stuff from other countries, i.e. us.
They don't need us.
That's why we're building, if you look around, why do you think we're building so many factories and stuff like that? We're bringing manufacturing back to this country so that we don't have to wait for the bottlenecks and the shipping delays coming all the way from China and Taiwan and things of that nature. That's why, right. And see, and then on top of that, you got to remember, you were right when you said that their plan, it happens for a reason. Their plans are 25 to 50 years ahead, right? Now, other countries try to plan 10 to 15 years ahead, but sometimes people can miscalculate. America had a grave miscalculation by trying to get rid of the middle class, which they're still trying to do. But at the same time, them building up China became a problem. That's why they started building up India, but then they slowed back once they seen how China started puffing out their chest like, man, who you talking to? I got money now. You know what I'm saying? I got money. You ain't going to talk to me crazy. You ain't going to tell us, they came out a couple weeks ago talking about how they think they could beat us in a full-out direct war, one-on-one. Right. But they was talking on the slide like, nah, I think I can give it to you, man. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, no, they can't, because you don't know what we got. You don't know what we've been training with. Like, you don't run down.
Let them know what we've been training with.
Yeah. But we ain't gonna go too deep on that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't foresee it being a World War III, and I believe that the reason why, and that's the reason why China has been eyeing Taiwan, but they weren't prepared for the outcome of the Russia-Ukraine invasion, right? They was expecting people to hop in, because that's why they positioned themselves with Russia and Iran, and North Korea. So it could have been a World War III, but America wasn't running over there. Wasn't nobody else running over there. You feel what I'm saying? So everybody sat back and seen what America did, and America's just been giving these cats money and technology. They give them technology that the Russians don't know that they had to try it out to see how that'll work on Russia. And a lot of times it be, I don't know what the misinformation out there, but from the conflicting reports that I read, a lot of times they be fucking Russia up. You know what I'm saying? They just don't got the soldiers and the skilled soldiers to really fight them forever like that without the help.
They're fighting with basketball stars and soccer stars.
Man, it be what it be. So, anybody else got anything else on that?
No.
All right. So we're going to get into the meat of the topics tonight. I don't know if you guys remember who Steve Bannon is. But you know who Steve Bannon is? Tell them who Steve Bannon is.
You give your rundown first of Steve Bannon, and then because mine are opinions.
Oh, mine is fact. See, fact, Steve Bannon was one of the key figures in helping Donald Trump get elected the first time. Fact, he is a known cooperator with white supremacy and things of that nature. Fact, he was one of the people that had all them cats marching in Charlottesville with tiki torches.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's who Steve Bannon is. Steve Bannon went so left after Trump got elected that Trump even had to distance himself from him while he was in the White House and let Steve Bannon get locked up. You see what I'm saying? He can't have no more public ties with the dude because he's that far up the white supremacy tree. So, go ahead with yours before I go into what he did.
Steve Bannon is a white supremacist. I don't even know how they allowed someone like that to get close to chain of command.
What you mean close? Your man, the former president's parents were a part of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan.
They're the same, but
He's
Steve
best
Bannon,
friends with he's best friends with David Duke.
him too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So so what I'm trying to get across is, what do you mean? How could they be best friends? Like, how can they? I mean, how could they get that close? Those wait, like, let me put it this way.
Okay, so you know how when people run for president, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go through campaigning and simple election and state of board.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, when you're running for something, whether if it's president, governor, any bad negative impact around you affects your running.
Well, I can give you the information on that. See, Steve Bannon has a podcast itself called The War Room, right? And on his, he talks about replacement theory. It's a book written by some French man, right? And a lot of these guys are running with this. Mm-hmm. Replacement theory is a theory that white citizens have, Caucasian citizens have, that they're going to be replaced by immigrants in this country. Mm-hmm. And that is his teaching point. And that's why a lot of these guys and girls follow him. All right, the floor is yours.
So I know about the War Room. I know that he quotes a lot from the book, and he usually says that it's okay for white people to eliminate any other race because this is their country. That's what I remember him saying. That's why I don't like Steve Bannon. I never really got into it, but that's really all that they talk about when they bring up his name. I never knew that he was close friends with Trump. Yeah. I knew that he was around when he was running, but I never knew that they were actually like friends outside of the election.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he helped coordinate his election. He helped run his campaign. But you got something you want to add? So on that point right there, right? The reason why there's two factors to that. The reason why they're so scared that immigrants are going to replace them, because if you paid attention and you've been watching our platform, we talked about how Caucasian people are at a -2 birth rate. Mm-hmm. They're not reproducing enough at all. Mm-mm. They're trying, but it's not happening, right? So, what they call them extremists. Extremists like them, they feel like the only way to try to even the playing field
is to eliminate,
is to kill. But you notice who the target always is. The target is always us, right? And they're saying that this is their land. But when you really dig deep enough and do the knowledge, guys like Dan Calloway, Asir the Duke of Tears, these guys, they're breaking it down. C. Freeman L. and all these other guys, they're letting you know that we were already here and that this is our land. And that by us not being into the law books and knowing different things about our own history is why the wolves constantly pulled over our eyes. And this is why we have to, show and prove, right? Like I was saying to you, we got to show and prove, right? So that we can be the inspiration for others. Some will follow, most won't. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it's, 85, 10, and 5. You know what I mean? But with that being said, that's what Steve Bannon's been doing to radicalize a lot of these Caucasian people who feel like there's too many of us with color in this land. And on top of that, about a year or two ago, that was the first time there were more non-white children enrolled in school than Caucasian children ever in American history. Add on to that, did you know that most foreigners, when they come here, if they don't know about the class system and things of that nature, when they first come here, whether they're African or Latin American or Afro Latino, whatever they self-identify as, when they come here and they get their driver's license, they are classified as Caucasian because they are not native to this land. So that immediately gives them a legal status higher than yours. Did you guys know that?
No.
I'll give myself an applause. Helping you grow a little bit. But yeah, that is an actual thing. So unbeknownst to most people, their numbers have been way lower than what they're reporting.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Because that's why I said the word of the year was a psyop. You know what I mean? They're putting something in front of your face to make it appear as something, but it's not that, right? And so we have a lot of people coming over as immigrants and things of that nature, but they're trying to make it seem like it's more European immigrants than it actually is. It's not. It's most of these guys are coming from the continent of Africa or Latin American countries or the Caribbean or even parts of Asia. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what I'm saying. That's really what Steve Bannon is about, and he's made the news today, and I think the article said that, and Raw Story said that mainstream media covered him for all about 5 minutes with they dismissed him. Well, that's a good time for a little pause and a break in the activity. We'll get right back to you.